Dragon at the Door, Recalibrating India's Military Might in the Shadow of the Pakistan-China Alliance by Emir J. Phillips for The Geopolitics, May 24, 2025. The recent aerial confrontation between India and Pakistan was not just a passing skirmish. It was a stark indicator of shifting power dynamics in South Asia. This analysis examines India's growing vulnerabilities and proposes robust specific measures to reassert its military superiority, especially given Pakistan's increasing reliance on advanced Chinese military technology. Catalyst of crisis, the Pahalgam massacre. On April 22, 2025, a brutal terrorist attack unfolded near Pahalgam in the Indian-administered Jammu and Kashmir region. Militants emerged from dense forests and ambushed civilian tourists, killing 26 individuals, mostly Hindus, based solely on religious identity. It was the deadliest terror incident in the region in over 30 years and recalled the horror of the 2008 Mumbai attacks. Diplomatic fallout from tensions to brinkmanship. India accused Pakistan of enabling the attackers and swiftly retaliated by revoking visas, closing mutual airspace, and sealing borders. Gunfire exchange along the Line of Control, LOC, already the world's second most militarized border, intensified, bringing the two nuclear powers closer to a devastating confrontation. India's threat to suspend the 1960 Indus Waters Treaty was met by Pakistan's withdrawal from the 1972 Simla Agreement. These actions suggest a dangerous willingness to discard ceasefire agreements, pushing both nations to the brink of nuclear conflict. Historical roots, partition, and persistent trauma. The Kashmir dispute stems from the rushed and deeply flawed British partition of India in 1947, led by Sir Cyril Radcliffe. The resulting sectarian violence claimed around 1 million lives and displaced over 15 million, embedding deep-rooted mistrust that continues to define Indo-Pakistani relations. Militancy and ideological conflict. The attack was claimed by the Resistance Front, a group linked to Lashkar-e-Taiba, a Salafist jihadist outfit operating from Pakistan. LET has received tacit support from elements within Pakistan's state apparatus and promotes the ideological unification of Kashmir with Pakistan through violent jihad. Kashmir's geostrategic significance. For Pakistan, Kashmir is its jugular vein, essential for water, security, and its strategic partnership with China. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, part of China's massive Belt and Road Initiative, depends on a stable Kashmir under Pakistani control, providing Beijing with a strategic trade route. India, meanwhile, sees full control of Kashmir as vital to countering a two-front threat from Pakistan and China. Indian control would sever critical connectivity between the two nations and amplify New Delhi's geopolitical influence across Central Asia. Modi's Kashmir policy, a double-edged sword. Since 2019, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has pursued a hardline approach, revoking Article 370 and removing Kashmir's special status. This move raised fears of demographic manipulation among Kashmiri Muslims, reminiscent of Israeli policies in the West Bank, fueling resentment and boosting separatist militancy. Operation Sindoor and military realities. In response to the Pahalgam massacre, India launched Operation Sindoor on May 7, 2025, conducting airstrikes inside Pakistan. This led to the largest aerial battle since World War II, involving over 125 aircraft. Pakistan claimed it downed 5 Indian jets, including a Rafale, while India said it destroyed 3 Pakistani planes. The clash exposed serious vulnerabilities in India's military operations. Pakistan's edge, bolstered by Chinese-supplied J-10C fighters and PL-15 missile systems, highlighted India's deficiencies in electronic warfare and training. The downing of India's advanced Rafale jets signaled not just a tactical setback, but also China's growing influence in South Asia. The region's instability poses a risk to global markets and trade routes, making it a global concern. India's strategic miscalculations. Operation Sindoor was politically driven, but the Indian Air Force, IAF, underestimated Pakistan's capabilities, particularly in aerial defense and electronic warfare. The loss of Rafale jets, among the most advanced in India's fleet, indicates either overconfidence or a critical intelligence failure. According to Ashley J. Tellis, 2020, India's modernization efforts are stifled by inconsistent doctrine, procurement delays, and bureaucratic roadblocks, all of which hinder effective deployment. Technology and training deficits. High-tech equipment is only effective if supported by strong doctrine and rigorous training. India's setbacks suggest shortcomings in both. In contrast, Pakistan's joint training with Chinese forces, especially in electronic warfare, gave it a tactical edge in the skies. The China-Pakistan military nexus. Pay to win? Pakistan's military advantage, backed by Chinese gear like the PL-15 missiles, signals Beijing's increasingly assertive posture. China's fusion of weapons exports with joint exercises is reshaping the regional balance of power. Economic impacts and global risk. India-Pakistan conflict undermines investment, destabilizes South Asian economies, and endangers global supply chains. Through CPEC and other initiatives, China is turning economic leverage into military advantage, challenging India's regional ambitions. India's strategic path forward. India must pivot decisively. As Sushant Joshi, 2018 notes, India's modernization schemes are often underfunded and poorly executed. A new strategy must include electronic warfare modernization, launch specialized squadrons, and acquire advanced jamming technologies, ideally from Israeli or U.S. firms like Rafael and Raytheon. Boost indigenous R&D. Fast-track the Tejas fighter program, cut red tape at DRDO, and deploy systems like the BrahMos 2 early. Alliances and drills. Conduct frequent joint operations with France, the U.S., and Israel. Set up permanent military liaison offices for real-time coordination. Next-gen air defenses. Accelerate S-400 deployments, integrate with AI-driven defense systems, and prioritize multi-layered detection and response capabilities. Cyber and information warfare. Form elite cyber divisions and psychological ops teams to disrupt enemy communication and shape global narratives. Global stakes. Preventing nuclear winter. A nuclear conflict between India and Pakistan could trigger a nuclear winter, causing immediate devastation and long-term famine across the globe. Preventing such catastrophe requires renewed treaties, UN mediation, and serious diplomatic intervention. The Kashmir dispute is not a localized issue, it's a global flashpoint. Its resolution demands bold international engagement, bilateral trust building, and a renewed vision for South Asian peace. India's strategic recalibration through technology, alliances, and doctrine will determine not only regional balance but the future of global peace and economic stability.